Audit nightmare. Liberals rocked over $130 million. Panic sweeps Ottawa. In 2023, Mary Ng stood in Parliament, making bold declarations about the Liberal Women's Entrepreneurship Strategy, a program she claimed had successfully launched 500 new businesses. However, a federal audit has dramatically contradicted these assertions, revealing that the $130 million fund at the center of these claims did not create a single new business. While Ottawa celebrated the program as a triumph for women entrepreneurs, the government's own report paints a starkly different picture. The audit disclosed that none of the 322 businesses that received funding were startups. All were pre-existing companies that had been in operation well before the program's inception. Alarmingly, many grant recipients utilized the financial support to cover salaries and operational costs during the COVID-19 pandemic, underscoring a significant disconnect between government messaging and the actual outcomes. The Women Entrepreneurship Fund, which was launched in 2018 under Mary Ng's stewardship, was designed with the intention of empowering women-led businesses through grants of up to $100,000. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had lauded the program as essential for enhancing economic competitiveness and fostering innovation within the Canadian economy. In numerous speeches and press releases, Ng consistently touted its success, claiming that thousands of women-led businesses had either flourished or been established as a direct result of this initiative. However, auditors found that out of 3,148 applicants, only 322 were awarded grants, and crucially, none of these recipients represented newly established businesses. This lack of new enterprise creation raises critical questions about the efficacy and intent of the program. The audit reveals a troubling trend. Less than half of the grant recipients reported utilizing the funds to create new jobs. This resulted in a disheartening statistic of zero net job creation, calling into question the fundamental objectives of the Women Entrepreneurship Fund. The audit also noted that many businesses might have falsely claimed startup status, a situation potentially stemming from vague and unclear reporting definitions established by the program. While the pandemic has been cited as a contributing factor to these failures, the reality is that taxpayer money was largely allocated to sustain existing operations rather than stimulate new growth and innovation in the market. This pattern mirrors previous Liberal programs, which have been marred by allegations of mismanagement and misuse of funds. A notable example is the Sustainable Development Technology Canada (SDTC) case, where it was revealed that Annette Foran, a key decision-maker, approved payments to her own firm, effectively using government money to cover her own salary. Such instances raise serious concerns about the integrity of the funding process and whether it is serving the intended purpose of fostering genuine entrepreneurial initiatives. At the heart of this scandal is a broader issue of accountability. Canadians are increasingly left questioning where their taxpayer dollars are actually going and why oversight mechanisms appear to have failed so dramatically. Claims of success made by the Liberal government are repeatedly contradicted by independent audits, revealing a systemic problem with transparency and program management. The narrative of achievement promoted by Mary Ng and the Liberals collapses under scrutiny. No new businesses were created, job creation targets were missed, and substantial sums of public money were misapplied. Beyond the mismanagement of funds, there are potential national security concerns that cannot be ignored. Investigations have suggested that Mary Ng had connections with individuals closely associated with the Chinese United Front Work Department. This relationship raises significant questions about the allocation of funds and whether foreign influence played a role in these ostensibly domestic programs. Canadians are left with little confidence in their government's ability to exercise proper oversight or safeguard public funds, further eroding trust in public institutions. The Women Entrepreneurship Fund case is emblematic of a larger pattern of Liberal governance. Programs frequently fail, outcomes are misrepresented, and responsibility is deflected onto external factors, be it the pandemic, previous governments, or other global events. Meanwhile, Canadians continue to bear the financial burden for poorly monitored initiatives that do not deliver on their promises. The key lessons emerging from this scandal are glaringly clear. Audits expose repeated failures, accountability remains elusive, and claims of success cannot be taken at face value. It is imperative that taxpayer money is managed transparently, and the public deserves clear answers about who truly benefits from government programs. This ongoing scandal underscores the urgent need for comprehensive reform in program oversight, transparent reporting, and accountability. Without rigorous checks and balances in place, funds that are intended to stimulate growth and create opportunities for women entrepreneurs risk becoming yet another example of wasted resources and political spin. Canadians deserve clarity, accountability, and real results, not inflated claims or excuses that only serve to distract from the pressing issues at hand. In light of these revelations, it is critical for the government to revisit its approach to funding and support for female entrepreneurs. This includes establishing clearer guidelines for grant eligibility, ensuring that funds are directed towards genuine startups, and creating robust accountability frameworks that allow for regular monitoring and assessment of program outcomes. Failure to address these issues will not only jeopardize future initiatives aimed at supporting women in business, but will also deepen public skepticism toward government spending and intervention in the economy. Furthermore, the narrative surrounding female entrepreneurship needs to shift from one of mere rhetoric to genuine support. Initiatives should focus on fostering innovation, providing mentorship, and ensuring that women-led businesses have access to the resources they need to thrive in a competitive landscape. This requires a commitment from the government to listen to the voices of women entrepreneurs, understand their challenges, and tailor support programs that truly meet their needs. Ultimately, the lessons learned from the Women Entrepreneurship Fund audit should serve as a catalyst for change. Canadians are calling for a government that prioritizes transparency, accountability, and effective program management. The time for action is now. Reform is essential to restore public trust and ensure that taxpayer money is used to create real opportunities for growth and success in the Canadian economy.